Hi friend, so glad you could make it. This is the first course in an ongoing and always evolving series on threat hunting C2. The main thing I want you to know about this course is that we will learn by doing. First, we'll create and configure our own virtual network, including VMs for the victim, attacker, and analyst. Then, instead of using pre-packaged data, we'll generate data by performing the attack ourselves. We'll use metasploit and powersploit to perform a standard DLL injection attack. Once we have C2 established, we'll simulate a few rudimentary actions such as data exfiltration. We'll then perform the actual threat hunt. We'll initially perform 2 rounds of live analysis, first using only Windows native tools to check the vitals, and then using Process Hacker we'll dig deeper into the memory. In the post-mortem analysis, we'll look at the memory dump with volatility, we'll perform log analysis with Sysmon and PowerShell scriptbox logs, before wrapping things up with an abbreviated traffic analysis using Wireshark. Finally, we'll crystallize all our insights so we can both reinforce what we've learned, as well as learn how to effectively communicate our findings to the greater cybersecurity ecosystem. I will interject with theory when and where necessary, as well as provide references. If something is unclear, I encourage you to take a sojourn in the spirit of returning with an improved understanding of our topic at hand. This is, after all, a journey that need not be linear. The goal is to learn and hopefully have as much fun as possible. Act accordingly. Before we move on to our first lesson in the next video, I'd like to share a few little insightful odds and ends that might be of some value to you. Now, threat hunting is not typically viewed as an entry-level cybersecurity discipline, probably because it is a layer of abstraction woven from other, more fundamental layers of abstraction. It is not a house built from bricks, but a neighborhood built from houses. I have, however, created this course specifically with a beginner in mind. What that practically entails is that I do my best to not indulge in pedantry, while providing sufficient information that allows you to follow along not only with what we are doing, but crucially, why we are doing it. I'm a huge believer in this approach to learning, outlined here by the wonderful Andrei Karpathy. This course is built on this approach. Instead of mastering every single foundational discipline that converge as threat hunting, we'll be learning on demand. That's to say, we'll start with the final application and then work our way back to understand how it connects to the foundational knowledge. This way the fat is trimmed. We'll learn what we need when we need to understand why we're doing what we're doing. All this to say, if you are a beginner and you are curious about threat hunting, then you are in the right place. I can promise that if you venture along, by the end of our journey, many so-called advanced topics will appear in a whole new light. Since one only truly begins a journey of understanding when going from the idea phase to the experience phase, we might as well start there. Finally, I do want to add that I myself am an eternal student and always learning. As this course hopefully may play some role in your journey of understanding, so of course it has played such a role in my own. As such, it's highly likely I will make some mistakes. Mistakes themselves, of course, represent the potential for further understanding, but only if we become aware of them. So if there's anything that you are unsure about or simply flat out disagree with, please feel free to reach out and share this with me so that everyone can potentially benefit. You can connect with me on Twitter or feel free to email me. You can find my details in the description below. And that's it, friends. We are ready to move ahead with our first lesson on setting up our virtualized environment.
ありがとうございました。